Creativity is an addiction. You have to have it in order to breathe, to see, to hear. Learning about what makes you creative and how that creativity keeps you moving forward makes it a much better place to live. Unplugged, because we will always say yes to creativity. Totally Uncut, because we all make mistakes. So turn it into a tool. This is Arroe Unplugged. Man, I've never done this before. Unplanting flowers in the front yard to bring them in from the colder weather outside. Have you ever done that? Hey, this is the first time I've ever done this. Unplanting flowers to put them in pots on the inside of the house. I mean, I honestly feel like I'm stealing from the rules of perennialism. But here's the thing. When I find myself in a question like this, I got to go get some answers. So I did some research, and the research shows that Mother Nature is not going to come and kick my butt. Not going to happen. Bringing plants indoors for the approaching winter is a great way to preserve the plant that has brought a lot of love and peace to your mind, body, and soul. You aren't plant robbing when you do this. But there is a reason why I love this particular group of plants. They were once part of the landscape at community charter school several years ago. See, what happened is my wife and I, we spent many years teaching, performing, and doing all we could to help raise community awareness of the importance of allowing a young person's artistry be heard as well as experienced. So when the school closed, we wanted to have a continuation of CCS. And because it was just very unique in the way they did their educational system, which doesn't fit into the way that the world is being taught these days. So therefore, what they were planting inside the minds of these children, it wasn't going to grow. So the state stepped in and said, yeah, it's over. Just like that. So we grabbed the plants. And I realize they're perennials and they'll come back up next year. But it's like, why do we do that to the plant? I guess I'm humanizing it, right? Because I think the plant has feelings. I do believe that. We have a continuation. We have time together. Hey, it's Arroe. This is The Daily Mess. A chronological walk through an everyday world. I am a daily writer. It's stuff like this that gives me the opportunity to go find answers, to do what I've always called defrag. Go defrag it. Go break it down. Find out why there has to be a mystery, and really, does there really have to be? This is The Daily Mess, which we could call a verbal mess. I mean, what you don't see are the number of handwritten journals that I keep in front of me at all times because I have a passion to write. And people are always asking me, well, what do you write? You want to know what my reply is? Words. That's what I say. I just say words. And the reason why is because I could come back and say, well, I write love stories or I write murder mystery novels and things like that. And all that's doing, it's opening up the door for someone to give you an opinion. That's usually when they say, that's not my kind of a read. I go through the same thing when it comes to podcasting. When people go, so you're a podcaster? Yeah. And I'm kind of, I kind of relinquish my emotions on that. And the reason why is because whatever you say that you do on a podcast, there's always going to be a reply. They're going to say, no, I don't listen to things like that. So the best thing to do is when they do ask you, well, what do you podcast about? What makes you stick out? And my answer, because I am a smart ass, I go, I stick out. And they go, what? I said, yeah, there's not another podcast out here. That's me. Well, what do you mean? There's people that do what you do. Yeah, but it's not me. I do it. I'm just being a smart ass. I told you that. And that really kind of gets people just to kind of go, what the hell is your problem? And it's not that I'm being overzealous or out of control. I'm not being overconfident. But extremely truth-filled is what I try to do. And I wish more people would put themselves ahead of why they do what they do. There would be a more unique world available to every one of us. But people aren't given the opportunity to get the proper support they need in order to bring themselves forward. The art of being you is a platform. But we don't do that. What we like to do is we like to follow. Give me an idea of what you're looking for and I'll give it to you. You know what I mean? I mean, it's one of those things where in radio, I did not want to be a follower and I was always in trouble. And program directors would say, what I like about you is that you're way the hell out there and I've got to pull you back. That's the only time that I have a problem with you is when I have to pull you back. Is there any way you can put the brakes on? No, it's just not what I'm going to do. But I'll tell you what, Elon Musk became because he set out to achieve. Yet he's proving to the world at Twitter that nobody matters but him. Because he is, therefore anyone who works for him must see what he is. Walk away from the corporate abuse, all in the name of you being you. A verbal mess. All of these journals, a verbal mess. What do you write? Words. And to you, they might be just words. But when you get emotionally involved with what it is that makes you the art, that's what I like to see. That's what I like to talk about. What makes you you? What is going to make you you? And when you become you, will you be fearful of what you have done to you? Am I making this simple enough? I'm trying to use words to say, go out and do what you want to do. Don't let your job, your family, your neighborhood, don't let anybody stand in the way of you doing you. Make it happen. It's a choice. And the problem is, though, is that it could take years for you to find you. I'm blessed with the opportunity to talk with a lot of professional podcasters. When they bring their stories and their final productions to the platform, I laugh inside when they say, well, yeah, we've been working on this for 3 years. For 3 years? That's awesome. That means they stuck to their vision. They didn't sway away from what they wanted to accomplish. But when I also teach podcasting, and I'm sitting there with the future of podcasting and broadcasting, they want to be stars right now. They want to have that 40,000 listens right now. I'm not going to stop them from being them. Go and be you and learn that it's not going to happen overnight, but still remain true to you. I'm Arroe, and that's the Daily Mess.